It's my first day filming. I think if I decide to post this, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to figure it out. I guess I'm gonna start off with a weigh-in, show y'all what I'm starting with. This is my starting weight. Please don't look at my toenails. Which is actually depressing because I weighed 149 on Thursday. So, because at work we have a health coach. Why am I filming while I'm in the mirror? I should just turn the camera around. But I'm new at this, so it's okay. I'm just gonna keep filming like this. We have a health coach, on-site health coach at work, who does like monthly weigh-ins with me. And I had actually lost weight and weighed in at 149. But last night I ate pizza, so that is the result of me eating pizza. Today I'm going to head to the gym and hopefully tell y'all a little bit about myself, where I'm at right now, where I've been, all that good stuff. So just keep watching. Okay guys, this is what I currently look like at the moment. A little far from what I used to look like. So hopefully I can get back to that. But yeah, this is me. Okay, so I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about me. That way you know, I guess, a little bit of background to my channel. I started off in college. No, let me rewind. Let me go all the way back. Okay, so I've always been overweight since I was maybe like 4 or 5 is when I started to gain all my weight. Growing up with both my parents, loving cooking and just loving food in general, like our household was built around food. So we always had something good to eat. That on top of me spending every afternoon at my grandma's house, we would eat ramen almost every single day. It never failed. Like, I love ramen. I used to love ramen. I still love ramen. It's probably never gonna change, but yeah, that was a big contribution to my weight gain as a child. My parents did try to educate themselves, and they tried to change our diet the best way they probably knew how, but I know like it was probably difficult for them also. But as I got older, I was made fun of and bullied a lot for my weight, especially in my later years of elementary school, and even middle school was very tough for me. I found myself constantly having to defend myself because I was bullied so often. Riding the bus for me was a scary experience every day of my life. And then I was always in sports. So I was in cheerleading, I was in swimming growing up, I even did ballet as a kid. And when I got into middle school, I played softball. But my diet was never good. So you'll have to excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But I think I was able to kind of maintain my weight, and I started to lean out a little bit in high school, more than I was in middle school. But in high school, I still felt really out of place. I wasn't bullied as much, but you could tell that my weight still affected the way people treated me, and also my own self-esteem and the way that I treated myself. And there were other contributing factors, like I didn't have the healthiest childhood growing up. I had a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of trauma. So I never realized until I got older that all of those factors were contributing to my weight gain and my self-esteem, and it was just like the perfect storm for weight gain, which so many people can probably relate to. But I started educating myself more, I would say, probably my sophomore year of college, because I realized that my weight was out of control at that point. I think my weight gain really got out of control when I found out that my ex-boyfriend was leaving for the military, and he had been an important part of my life at that time, and I didn't know how to handle his leaving, so I was always eating, always indulging in foods that I didn't even realize were bad for me at the time. I mean, I know it sounds so dumb now, but at the time I just didn't know, like, because I think my metabolism started also slowing down. Like, these were foods I used to eat, and I just didn't notice a huge difference in the way I was eating before and the way I was eating now. Besides the fact that I was eating more of it, I was just extremely uneducated when it came to diet. So after he left for the military, I realized that I needed to make some changes. I needed to find myself again, because I don't think I ever really knew who I was before that point. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but like, losing all that weight was just a really positive turning point in my life. I found myself for the first time in my entire life, someone that I didn't even know existed. And I realized that I am a stronger person than I thought I was. It was almost like I was able to prove to myself that I could get through anything, even though I kind of already knew that based off what I had been through as a child. But yeah, so going back, my sophomore year of college, I gained probably close to, I want to say like 40 or 50 pounds. During around the time that he left, that's when I started gaining all that weight. It was like something that just kind of happened overnight, and I didn't even realize that I had gained all that weight. Like, it just kind of happened, and I know that a lot of people probably feel the same way about their weight gain. But I remember going to Forever 21 and trying on clothes and just getting an extra large and realizing like that it didn't fit, and looking at myself in that mirror was just like the most depressing thing. I almost, like, I just wanted to cry at that point, like, but looking back, I'm so glad that I had that experience, because I don't think that if I didn't go to Forever 21 that day and try on clothes, I don't know if I would have ever realized that I needed to make some changes. You know, who knows, maybe I might have eventually, but that was my realization that I needed to be better. And I needed to be better, not for anybody else, but for myself. I needed to treat myself better. I needed to love myself. And with loving yourself comes nourishing yourself with better diet choices. So I educated myself. I got off my ass and I said, I'm gonna do this. And I did. I watched a lot of fitness videos because I didn't know what I was doing at the gym. I would walk into the gym and I just felt lost. I got a membership, which I didn't have before. I never even worked out besides playing softball occasionally. But once I got to the gym, I used that gym pass like nothing else. Like, I was there every single day after work. I was there just busting my ass, trying to get the best results that I could. And I also completely revamped my entire diet. Like, I went from eating Oreos, raviolis, fast food, tons of meat, tons of dairy, tons of just the most unhealthy processed foods that you probably could ever eat. And I went and I started meal prepping, and I grocery shopped for myself every week, and it was so satisfying. It was satisfying to take control back, which is something that I think I never really had, was control. I didn't have any type of self-control or control of my life or control of the people around me, or control of how I dealt with how people around me treated me. So it just felt good to take back control, and I started seeing the pounds come off. Like, little by little, I was losing about an average of 10 pounds a week. 10 pounds a week, that's a lot. 10 pounds a month. And the more I lost, the more I was motivated to continue losing. So I did, and I stuck with that for probably about a year, and I kind of plateaued out. I think I got down to 125 was my lowest weight, and I was completely happy there. Like, I mean, obviously I felt like I could still make some minor improvements, but that was where I was happiest, was at 125. So here's where things changed, though. So I did get in I did end up breaking up with my boyfriend at the time, and I got into a new relationship shortly after. And I was still maintaining my weight. Like, I was still doing great. I was even losing weight still at that point. It would fluctuate, but I still always stayed at my happy weight. And then I started getting extremely depressed in the job that I was working in. It was right out of college, after I finished my bachelor's degree. I got a new job, and I thought, man, like, it was in social work. So I thought, man, like, I'm going to change all these people's lives. Like, I couldn't wait to do it. Like, I couldn't wait to start my career. I couldn't wait to help people. And then I realized, like, the company that I was working for was just not a good company, and it was not ran very well. The clients were very, very hard to work with. I loved them, and I loved being able to help them. But it was a lot more stress than most people could probably handle. And it was none of their fault. It was just, I didn't know what I was getting myself into at the time. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. It was very hard on me. So, so I tried to adjust, and I did. The longer I stayed, and the more used to things I got. And I've never really been a quitter, so I really wanted to say that I put my all into this job before I decided to quit. Well, I just really couldn't take it anymore, and it just became too much for me. So I decided that I'm going to go back to school. So I went back to school to get my master's degree. And a lot of people go back to school to get their master's degree in counseling or social work if you're already have a bachelor's degree in that and are working in that field. But I decided that it wasn't something that I necessarily wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I decided that I'm not going to put myself in a box just because I went to school for psychology as part of my bachelor's degree. I don't have to go to school for my master's degree for the same thing. I just don't have to, and I'm not going to make myself if I'm not happy doing that. So I decided to go back to school to get my master's in business. And it's not that I just wanted to make more money, but I wanted to, I love business. Like, I've always thought it was fascinating, like, being an entrepreneur and starting a business. Like, I was always doing research on my own time, like, how to start my own business and stuff like that. So, going back to school to get my master's in business just made sense. And it was something that I felt like was really going to change my life in a positive way. So I did, and it was great. Like, I don't really have any complaints about, my graduate school experience, besides the fact that it was a lot of work, which I already knew going into it. But I was doing well. Like, I passed all my classes, I got through it, I got my degree. But within that time, I stopped taking care of myself as much as I was. And I was still going to the gym 6 days a week, 5 days a week, something like that. But I just wasn't eating like I used to. I was incorporating more carbs and fats into my diet that I wasn't doing before. I was just kind of being really lax with my diet, especially on the weekends. My boyfriend and I, we kind of both got into like a bad state of mind when it came to our diet, and we both realized what was happening, but we kind of just didn't care because we were both so stressed out at the time that it was just like whatever to us. But now that I'm graduated and I have a new job, okay, sorry, my battery ended up overheating. But going back to what I was saying, I'm going to try to make this quick so it doesn't overheat again. But I graduated from grad school. I found a new job that I think I can really see myself being here for a while, for a long time actually, because I enjoy it so much. But it's at a really good company that actually cares about their employees. It's very little stress compared to what I was doing. So now I feel like I have no excuse as to why I can't get back on my grind. I need to put more time and I need to invest more into myself. I want to make myself proud again. I don't care about anybody else's opinion or whether or not they approve of me. But I am doing this for myself, and I want to make a YouTube to hold myself accountable. And also, I feel like I can help a lot of people because I know that watching other YouTubers has really helped me. Sorry, this guy was driving really slow. But watching other YouTubers and other people do what they do has really motivated me and has really changed my life. So if I can do that for somebody else, even just a few people, even just one person, I feel like would make it all worth it. So that is where I'm at right now. And I think I left this out, but when I started grad school, I gained close to like 20 pounds. Actually, yeah, like about 25 pounds. So now I'm ready to just hit the ground running, and I'm ready to get back on my grind, and I'm ready to put my all into this. And it's something that I think I can do. I think I can do it. So I'm going to try my best, and we'll see what happens. But I don't know who's watching this. I don't know how many people are watching this. I don't know what's gonna come of this video or my channel in the future, but I'm content with whatever happens. I'm content with having just 5 viewers. That's fine with me. I'm doing this because I want to do this for myself, and even if I can help just 5 people be more motivated to make positive changes in their life, that's what I'm going to do. But thank you to who's ever watching this video. Thank you to whoever put in their time. There's probably much better things you could be doing right now, but I appreciate you watching me. Thank you.